What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's doing well, and yeah, let's get straight into things. So hopefully you watched yesterday's video. I do highly recommend it if you haven't yet watched it, so do go check that out. But yeah, we're finally starting to see the expansion to the downside, which I was anticipating this week, so it's nice to see that kind of movement. And there's not really much more for me to say. You can see that we respected the PDRAs, the premium PDRA, which I anticipated not to get traded through, and then pretty much, only a few hours after I finished recording my video, we gapped lower, which I also stated in that video, and then price started running very aggressively straight for the south side, and then we reached it around New York session today as well. So very beautiful delivery today. I am expecting a continuation moving into the Friday. We do have a nice fair value gap right here that I'd like to see get filled. So this is where I'm looking for price to trade to. This is like a longer term target, and I will talk about this on Sunday and maybe in the back testing session if we get round to doing it. But overall, I'm looking for Friday to try and fill this fair value gap. So I think once it fills this, it'll be satisfied with the south side PDRA, and then from then it'll probably consolidate for the rest of the day. But let's go to the 1 hour and have a close look at delivery, and you'll see our price was trading on higher all week, which I was talking about. Again, definitely go watch yesterday's video. And we broke down beautifully and ran straight for these lows. So as soon as we got to these lows, I took out, closed my position, and then as you can see, that price is just wandering on into this fair value gap. So like I said, once we reach that fair value gap, there's a lot of blue boxes here. Let's just change the color off a few. But as soon as we reach that blue box, I wouldn't be surprised if prices slowed down a little bit and maybe retraced it slightly. I'm not expecting no crazy retracement, but I do expect it to reach it like a buffer, and it will slow down to an extent. But it's nice to see that we're now on the south side of the curve in terms of, if we look at the Sunday opening price, and I'll get that marked out right now, which is over here. Where are we? Friday, and then Sunday here. So this is the Sunday opening price, and you'll remember in yesterday's video I was saying how, because we're spending so much time above that Sunday opening price, I want to see that sell side get targeted, and we've only just hit it today. So it's nice to see, this is pretty classic in terms of delivery, in terms of opening, creating the high of the week, and then delivering down to try and create the low of the week. However, it does look like the low is going to get created on the Friday, which is completely fine, with a slight retracement. So there's not really much more for me to say. Like I said, once it reaches this fair value gap, it can go past it. It's not that it can't, or I'm not expecting it to. It's just that this is the highest time frame where a fair value gap is nearby, but it could easily, try and fill the entire imbalances in. On the 1 hour here, you can see how the imbalance extends right down to here. So it very well could continue into that range, and that's completely fine if it does. But overall, beautiful delivery. I'm really happy with today, and it's nice to see, that, when you're following your bias for the week and you're sticking to it, we watched this whole week rally higher, and every day I was saying, I want to see it drop, I want to see it drop, I want to see it drop, and then finally it delivers. It's nice, it makes things, it makes it worth your while, and it reminds you there is some algorithmic delivery going on here, because like I said, the way it was just hanging around above this Sunday opening price for so long, I knew it was going to attack the downside, and I knew it was going to do it fast, and it had to do it fast because it got all the way to Wednesday when we're creating these crazy highs, and then all of a sudden it's only then we're seeing breaks in market structure. So generally speaking, really nice day. Let's head on. There's not really much other than the fact that I want to see us continue lower, and then like I said, slow down as we reach into these fair value gaps, with this being an extension of the fair value gap, as in that'd be the very lowest I'd expect price to reach right here tomorrow. So let's go on to GBP USD. Beautiful delivery on GBP USD. You can see I got the Sunday opening price here as well. Same thing, we were looking for a premium to get traded up to, and you can see that's exactly what happened in this hourly fair value gap between this low and this high. There's only downside delivery. So now that we're trading up into that, tomorrow I'd expect us to fill this on the upside. Again, in terms of continuation, eventually I'm looking for these highs to get ran, but we can talk about that on Sunday, because I don't want to say too much for the Friday. Let's go to the 4 hour. We do still have high impact news tomorrow as well, which we do need to be wary of. And then what's interesting is on the 4 hour, we do have a very premium fair value gap up here as well. So if price gets overzealous, it could get up there. I just very much doubt it will. And the reason for that is because of how long, we've seen most of the expansion happen on the Thursday, right? And we've only got Friday left. And what we can do is we can actually cast price. So if we go on to standard deviation, we can see where price can cast up to, and you can see that 1.5 level is the top of there. However, like I said, I don't really want to see us reach there on a Friday. It's not that I can't do it, it's just I don't think it has it in it. But I have got my eyes up here, and if we don't reach it this week, then next week that's where I'd be looking for price to trade to. But again, I'm just looking for us to fill this fair value gap. Let's go down to the 15-minute, and you can see our price has been expanding constantly, finding support, expansion, support, expansion. So very classic. And what we'll find is that when we fill the fair value gap, or once it's happy with its premium higher time frame PD array, price will retrace to an extent, and we should be able to find some discount PD arrays for it to then get into, such as maybe this fair value gap or drop down into here. But like I said, I need to see it fill here first. I don't think it's definitely not complete. So I think this needs to be done. It needs to consolidate in here before, and then figure out its move from then on. So again, not much to say, but gorgeous delivery. Like, I'm really happy with how we got up there. And then in terms of setups, we can see our Wednesday setup 3 a.m. So if we go to 3 a.m, we see the expansion, fair value gap. So we've ran so this will be a classic London setup. So you can see we ran buy stops above here. So that's a break in market structure. We have a breaker as well, low, high, lower, low. And then we have a fair value gap right here. So that would be our 3 a.m. fair value gap setup. Price drops down into that, go long, stop loss below here. And then where we're expecting price to go, you could run it here. Or if you want to be overzealous again, you could have targeted the original fair value gap up here. So yeah, pretty nice week in general. No complaints there. And then we'll finish up on euro. Again, if you watch yesterday's video, you'll know that I was expecting euro to pretty much do the same as what we saw in terms of this continuation to the upside. Beautiful expansion. Let's go on the daily. Large up close candle, which is what I like. Up close candles, which is what I like to see. We have some buy side liquidity above here, so I'm looking for these highs to get ran. Again, it doesn't have to do it tomorrow. It can, and if it does, it's completely fine. We should look for some kind of 4-hour PD array ideally, and you'll see just above that buy side liquidity pool there is a fair value gap right here between this high and this low. So it'd be nice to see if price can get up into that again. Whether it gets all the way up there this week, it doesn't really matter. We have a rejection block level here, as in we might find that price trades up into this range and then simply turns around, if we're going to get a continuation, that is. And then when you see these points of distribution, so this is a bearish order block, this is a bearish order block, this is a bearish order block, because these are points where they were selling into this, we can drag those out, and we expect smart money to be buying from these locations. So if we do manage to retrace back into these ranges, that's where I'd want to see them accumulating. So again, I'm happy for price to drop down into these ranges. It wouldn't surprise me, especially on the end of the week. So that's just something to consider. But it's nice to know that it's unlikely we're going to run past this low, for example. So if we were going to go long or anything, we know that we can look for setups with a stop loss safely positioned within a consolidation as to where they're distributing on the way down. But overall, I'm looking for these relative equal highs to get taken, and then this level to get traded to, assuming dollar has it in it to keep dropping, and I would not put it past it right at this point. There's a lot of weakness right now. So yeah, that's going to be everything for now. I don't really have much more to say. I do suggest you watch yesterday's video, because if you watch yesterday's video, you'll be able to understand how I was able to expect such expansion. And if you've been watching me this week, I've been calling this reversal all week. It's just it was just a matter of when, and it's nice to see it expand so beautifully and so quickly. And this is, again, the markets are finally loosened up. We're coming into spring, coming into March, and I'm really looking forward to the rest of the oncoming weeks. So yeah, don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment, smash subscribe, join the mailing list, join me over on Discord, and I am going to try and do a live stream this Sunday, so make sure you have post notifications turned on for that. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you all on Sunday. Peace.